everybody, my name is Sarah, otherwise known as Plan with Ronald, and today I thought I would do a quick flip through / review of the new Simplified planner. I know it's been out for a little bit, but it doesn't start until August of this year, the academic version, and then the calendar year versions will go on sale, I believe, in September. So we can kind of flip through, see some of the changes, and if you're interested, there will be a link below that you can purchase and a $10 off coupon if it's your first time purchasing from Emily Ley. I have used a Simplified planner since 2015. It is my work planner. It's I'll show you when we flip through it, you can see the kind of the difference. But I do have a lot of meetings in the days, and then I also have a lot of to-dos during my days. Daily marries the two perfectly. I've been in a weekly for the past year, basically for budget reasons. Nowadays she has a rewards program, so you can actually earn money through referrals or just purchases. So this year I just missed it so much that I had to go back and get a daily, and I love the Happy Stripe. If you know me, Happy Stripe is kind of my thing. I've always loved that palette. So let's get in here. So the first thing is it actually comes with a sheet of stickers coiled in. I always rip them out and then tuck them here in the front pocket. They're a little bit different this year than like last year. This one's a little bit smaller because it is the weekly version. But you can see there's some new favorite or some new stickers. I love this one that says I love Happy Stripe. And then there are some there's some other like replicated ones. And so I like these. I would prefer maybe a little something smaller, but for the most part, they're really cute. And I appreciate these were a new edition, I think 2 years ago. So it's been fun to have those. This is Mohawk Paper. I don't know the weight, and I should after all this time, but I don't. But it's very thick. It holds up to most every pen you could want. I use a Pilot G207 in navy. That is, I don't know why I use navy. I think just because the navy is part of the color scheme. But I love a blue pen, and I love it in navy. I've already started setting it up. So as you go through it, you know, she actually walks you through how to set up your planner, because they are a little bit of an investment, as most nice planners are. Most of us have this kind of fear of messing up. And so one of the first things that they have you do is set up birthdays. And I did not do that this year in my Simplified planner. And I regret it only because when I'm at work during the day, that's when I think to text people or to message them on Facebook or whatever. However, I would forget to wish people happy birthday that I knew and loved. So I'm definitely going to go back and add birthdays. And then she talks about her simplicity challenge. If you follow Emily Ley at all, you know that's kind of her mantra is simplify. And so she kind of walks you through that. So this is the year at a glance, nothing life-changing. It's been there year to year. I use it to track my leave, and I do a different shape or color depending on if it's sick leave or annual leave, or if it's an award time, things like that, or a holiday. So that's how I do that, and I do those with transparent stickers. I make them myself, but you can get them from Planner Kate, and I'll link her Etsy shop below. Then, you know, she has her holidays here. And then the prep work is a little new this year. It's just slightly different. I'll show you last year's. So you can see what worked last year, what didn't work, ideas for new routines. So that's all kind of been condensed onto this one page. And then here we go with, I guess, being more specific for new routines. That wasn't... So that was different, you know, last year. So I like this. I don't necessarily need the morning and evening routine for work, but I do think I'm going to fill this out and try to come up with a more solid schedule for my work. I tend to travel a lot, and then I work from home when I can. And so it would probably be more helpful for me to have like a structured routine. So especially if people who I share my office with can know when I'm coming in. And then, okay, so here's more about the Simplicity Challenge. And then this is your yearly bucket list. And I've already whited it out, because what I use this page for is to track my professional development. When it comes time for my self-assessment every year, I can keep up with the things that I've done good. So if I've taken on extra cases, or if I've done extra trainings, helped with a major court case, things like that. I write them down because I know my boss isn't going to remember. You're your number one advocate. So that's how I use this, since it is my work planner. And it's helped me so many times. I adjusted my self-assessment from last year, and you wouldn't believe all the stuff I forgot to add until I went back to my page in this year's planner. So then there's the addition of 4 notes pages. Now, right now I only have 2 because I've already ripped one out with a pen test. And if you want to check my pen test, you can check out my Instagram. It's @PlanWithRonald. It's linked below. And you can kind of see the different pens. The only thing that I've not tried are the actual Emily Ley pens. I've actually never tried them. I just don't prefer that type of ink. So all the other ones, flares and gels, all those kind of things that a lot of us tend to have, I have tried that on this paper. And most everything except for the porous tip ones worked really well. So again, that'll be linked below. And then you can see I've already started kind of laying out. This starts in August. And so she only does 1 release a year. So she'll do an academic release every year, and then she'll do a calendar release. And they only stock them 1 time. So if you miss out on your favorite, which I did this year, you miss out. So I encourage you, if you like I think 1 cover is already sold out of the academic. It will, again, be released for a calendar year option. And then her Dapper Desk, which are her bound daily planners, they are released only in calendar year versions, and those will be released in September. And I am picking up a navy one of those to take to court. So I'm very excited. That'll be my first Dapper Desk purchase. So I've already started marking out some training dates that we've got some new hires coming in, and they put me in charge of them. I don't know what they were thinking. So I've started marking out some of those dates. But here is one tip. If you have the old Erin Condren coil clips, the non-adhesive part actually fits perfectly in here. So what I usually do is add double-sided tape to this, or a really professional strength adhesive if I need to like clip in a brochure about a conference or something like that. Don't throw away these little half tabs. They actually fit perfectly. And then the other thing is, I know a lot of us enjoy our rulers. I don't believe Emily Ley actually sells a ruler. She sells the magnetic page markers, but I prefer a ruler. The Inkwell Press rulers from, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, they fit perfectly in this particular coil lineup. And so the one big change that happened this year is her Fridays went back to yellow. Let's see, this year they were more of an orange, which I didn't hate, but they certainly weren't part of her happy stripe. You know, even like this year, you can see they're yellow. Like, that's kind of part of her color scheme. So I'm happy to go back to yellow. And who doesn't like a happy Friday? And if you've had an Emily Ley in the past, like I said, the first one I ever had was in 2015. The paper was so thin. Even a pilot would bleed through, not necessarily bleed, but it would shadow real bad. This paper is totally different. So if you tried her once years ago and didn't like how thin it was, come back. The paper is very similar. I know both her and Erin Condren use Mohawk. I'm not sure if it's the same weight, but it is very, very sturdy. And you can add plenty of, you can use almost any pen on it without worrying. So you have your daily, you have your hours that start at 6 a.m. and end at 9. So for most of us in the professional world, that covers our day. During the school year, I typically work 6 a.m. to 2:30. So I can pick up my kids. So I love that it starts at 6 a.m. And then you have plenty of room for to-dos. When I work from home, I actually usually split this and use the bottom half as a home checklist. I try not to abuse the privilege of working from home, but if I need to throw something in a crock pot or throw something in the washer, I will. And that's kind of where I keep my running checklist. So you have your 12 months of the year, and then that, it goes through, you have your monthly spreads, and I always keep this. This isn't actually how I put my birthdays. It is in my Erin Condren if you're used to how I set that up, but I do my birthdays up here. But then this is where I do my monthly goals or to task lists for my work. Again, this is very much work and streamlined. I do mark off. I already know that I'm going to be taking off time. I mark certain things that fall within my day, like if I have to take off or if I have a doctor's appointment or something, then I'll mark it. But for the most part, it just is my work. And I have to keep it separate for legal reasons. But you can kind of see I've already started marking up a lot of it. But I went ahead and got the academic one because I was just dying to get back into a daily. I love my weekly, but my daily is where it's at. I absolutely love this planner. Until this planner came along, I was just lost. And then if you're going to pick up stickers, I always recommend picking up these flags. I've bought them and bought them and bought them, and I use them in so many places other than just my planner. And then there's a variety pack on her website that I picked up, and I would say I wasn't super impressed with these. I thought they were actually like be more icons that I would use, like, I don't know, doctor's offices or house, and maybe I just didn't like zoom in far enough. But that was probably not my favorite sticker purchase. I would pick up her dots, if anything. And then these I found at Office Max, and she has a line there that I love. And I found a lot of, like, these are kind of what I use a lot in my planner. So I picked those up. And then the other things that I recommend, Planner Kate sells matte dots that in her color schemes. If you don't like the ones that she sells because they are glossy and you can't really check them off, then I would get the matte ones. And then Planner Kate also sells these large, long boxes that are perfect. They fit perfectly in like the daily hour or the hour little section. And these fit in the monthly. I'll kind of show you, everything's the same size, so I can kind of show you what like I already have. So yeah, you can see those are like the monthly ones. And then those are the little ones. And then these fit really good down at the bottom of the day. So like right here, if you want like a box, those would be good. Or if you have something that takes up a long time. And then the other shop that I love, and I love their owner and their stickers, Felicia from Libby & Company. This, when I say I want like an icon sheet, this is what I want. And Felicia does a wonderful happy stripe color scheme. And I mean, she does, you can see I use a ton of these. I'll even do this week theme in my life planner just because I love the colors so much. So I'll link both of those shops below, but those are the two shops that I tend to go to get my accessories. And then you can always pick up, I do recommend picking up the planner bands. I love these. I love how stretchy they are, how thick they are. I can easily fit a binder and a planner together with one planner band to throw it in my bag and go. So anyway, these are out now. Like I said, I'll put a link down below. If you're waiting for the calendar year versions, I believe it's September 4th, but if it's not, I'll update it in the description. But anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you later.